The atmosphere inside Buckingham Palace was unlike anything the royal household had experienced in months. A glittering evening reception was underway. Diplomats, dignitaries, and members of Europe's most influential families had gathered beneath crystal chandeliers that illuminated every corner of the historic staterooms. The event had been planned for weeks. Palace officials expected it to be remembered for its elegance and diplomacy. Instead, it became the center of a royal storm. Because what happened that evening was something no one had anticipated. And according to palace insiders, it all began with a single camera flash. As guests arrived, photographers stationed near the grand entrance documented every detail of the occasion. The royal family had attended countless events before, but this one seemed different from the start. There was a tension in the air that many could not explain. Then Queen Camilla appeared. Elegant and composed, she moved through the reception hall, greeting guests and exchanging polite conversations. Everything appeared perfectly normal. Until another royal arrival changed everything. The Princess of Wales, Catherine, stepped through the palace entrance. At first, many guests noticed only her stunning gown. The future queen had become known for her refined fashion choices, and expectations were always high whenever she attended major royal engagements. But within seconds, attention shifted away from her dress. People were staring at her headpiece. Conversations stopped. Eyes widened. Photographers began furiously taking pictures. Palace staff reportedly exchanged nervous glances, because Catherine appeared to be wearing a tiara that many believed would not be seen on her for years. A tiara associated with queens, a tiara connected to royal tradition. A tiara many observers quickly began calling the sacred crown jewel of the monarchy. The room seemed to freeze. No one could ignore it. Within moments, whispers began spreading among guests. Is that really the tiara? How did she receive permission? What does this mean? Questions multiplied faster than answers. Across the room, cameras continued clicking. And then something happened that would ignite speculation around the world. One particular camera angle captured Queen Camilla's reaction. The footage was brief, only a few seconds, yet it instantly became the focus of royal watchers everywhere. According to observers, Camilla appeared visibly surprised as she turned toward Catherine. Some claimed she looked shocked. Others suggested she appeared uncomfortable. Even insisted she seemed momentarily speechless. Naturally, interpretations varied. But one thing was undeniable. The moment was caught on camera, and once images began circulating online, the debate exploded. Royal commentators rushed to analyze every detail. Was Catherine sending a message? Had King William's future role already begun reshaping palace traditions behind the scenes? Or was the entire controversy based on misunderstanding? Inside the palace, no immediate explanation emerged. The silence only intensified public curiosity. For decades, royal jewelry has represented far more than fashion. Every tiara carries history. Every jewel tells a story. Every appearance can signal status, responsibility, and future expectations. That is why Catherine's entrance caused such a reaction. Many observers believed they were witnessing something symbolic, something bigger than a simple wardrobe choice. As the evening continued, guests reportedly struggled to focus on anything else. Diplomatic discussions were overshadowed by whispers. State matters gave way to speculation. International media representatives began exchanging theories, and at the center of it all stood Catherine, calm, composed, smiling as always, showing no sign that anything unusual had occurred. Yet the cameras never stopped following her. Neither did they stop following Camilla. The contrast between the two women immediately became the subject of endless discussion. One represented the current queen. The other represented the future queen. One carried the authority of the present. The other embodied the monarchy's future. And now they stood beneath the same roof during one of the most talked about royal appearances of the year. According to reports circulating among royal insiders, several guests privately described the atmosphere as electric. Others called it unforgettable. One observer allegedly remarked that the room felt less like a reception and more like a turning point. Whether that assessment was accurate remained unclear, but public fascination only grew stronger. The following morning, papers were filled with photographs from the event. Television networks replayed footage repeatedly. Social media users zoomed in on every image. Experts examined every angle, every expression, every gesture. Particular attention focused on the moment Camilla allegedly noticed Catherine's arrival. The footage spread rapidly, millions viewed it, and countless theories followed. Some commentators argued the entire situation had been exaggerated. After all, members of the royal family often wear historic jewelry during official events. There was nothing unusual about royal treasures being displayed. Others disagreed. They believed the timing carried deeper significance. After all, Catherine's popularity had never been higher. Public support for the Princess of Wales remained exceptionally strong. Many viewed her as the natural future of the monarchy. Consequently, any symbolic gesture involving royal regalia immediately attracted attention. Meanwhile, palace officials remained characteristically silent. No dramatic statements emerged, no public clarifications appeared, no attempts were made to address the speculation directly. The lack of explanation created a vacuum, and in royal affairs, a vacuum rarely remains empty for long. Speculation rushed in. Some suggested Catherine had received special approval from senior royal figures. Others wondered whether King Charles himself had authorized the appearance. Still others questioned whether the choice reflected preparations for future responsibilities. None of these theories could be confirmed. But that did little to slow public interest. By the end of the week, the story dominated royal headlines across multiple countries. Every publication seemed to have a different interpretation. Every commentator claimed exclusive insight. Every expert offered another perspective. One mystery remained unresolved. What did Queen Camilla truly think? The camera footage captured only a brief reaction, a fleeting moment. A single glance, nothing more, and yet that glance became one of the most analyzed royal images of the year. Body language specialists examined it. Royal historians discussed it. Television panels debated it. The fascination showed no signs of fading. Because beneath the discussion about jewelry was a larger question. A question about the monarchy's future. A question about influence. A question about succession, symbolism, and public perception. And that question was becoming impossible to ignore. As Catherine continued carrying out royal duties with confidence and grace, many observers sensed that the balance of attention within the royal family was changing. Whether intentional or not, her appearance that evening had reinforced a powerful reality. The Princess of Wales commanded enormous public interest, perhaps more than anyone had anticipated. And as cameras continued replaying the now famous footage of Camilla's reaction, palace insiders reportedly began preparing for another wave of questions, because new details about the tiara were beginning to emerge. Details that could completely change how the public understood what really happened that night. And if those reports were true, the story was only getting started. The new information did not arrive through an official palace statement. Instead, surfaced through royal commentators and historians who began discussing the remarkable history behind the tiara itself. According to long-standing royal tradition, certain jewels are far more than decorative accessories. They are symbols of continuity, responsibility, and the enduring legacy of the crown. That is why Catherine's appearance continued to generate intense interest long after the reception had ended. As more photographs emerged, experts pointed out how confidently the Princess of Wales carried herself throughout the evening. There were no signs of discomfort, no indication that she felt overwhelmed by the attention. If anything, she appeared completely at ease. That confidence only fueled further discussion. Many royal observers noted that Catherine has gradually taken on increasingly prominent responsibilities over recent years. From international diplomacy to major state occasions, her role within the monarchy has continued to expand. For supporters, the tiara moment seemed to symbolize that evolution. For critics, it was simply another example of the public reading too much into a ceremonial event. Yet one fact remained undeniable. The photographs had captured the imagination of millions. As debates continued, attention once again returned to Queen Camilla. Despite the endless speculation surrounding her reaction, she maintained complete public composure in the days that followed. She attended engagements, fulfilled official duties, and never publicly addressed the controversy. That silence proved significant. Rather than creating conflict, it reinforced a message the monarchy has relied upon for generations. Stability above drama. Still, images from that evening refused to disappear. They appeared in newspapers, documentaries, online discussions, and television specials. What began as a single royal appearance had evolved into a broader conversation about the future of the institution itself. Perhaps that is why the moment resonated so strongly. It was never just about a tiara. It was about what people believed the tiara represented. Present and the future standing together beneath the same palace roof. One queen carrying the responsibilities of today. One future queen preparing for tomorrow. Whether Catherine intended to send a message may never be known. Whether Camilla was truly surprised may remain a mystery. But the cameras captured a moment that royal watchers will discuss for years to come. A single entrance, a historic jewel, a glance that sparked global headlines, and a reminder that within the royal family, the smallest moment can become part of a much larger story. Because on that unforgettable evening inside Buckingham Palace, all eyes were fixed on Catherine. And for a brief moment, the future seemed to shine brighter than ever before.